Soaking lemons. Can the health benefits really be that amazing? As we get older, a cough tends to last longer. You might not believe this, but my grandmother just turned 97 this year and rarely suffers from severe coughs or colds. When people ask her how she stayed so steady through the years, she just smiles and says it's because of one simple daily drink made from lemon. I wish you and your family a joyful Christmas season. By the way, do you think it's a good idea to add a little lemon juice to a dog's drinking water to boost immunity? The lemon and ginger ritual. When your stomach feels painful, digestion is off, and your body aches for no clear reason. This lemon and ginger ritual targets the discomfort directly, easing the stomach, warming the body, and helping tension and aches release from the inside out. My grandma always rubs the lemons with salt first, making sure the peel is truly clean, because she soaks and uses the lemons with the skin on. Then pours in water and lets them sit in a light salt bath for a while. She always sterilizes the glass jar carefully, because my grandma says when you're making something to care for the body, it's not just about the recipe, it's about intention. You do it with care. You do it with respect. You do it the same way you'd take care of someone you truly love. I still remember the pandemic years when even simple things became hard to find. Yellow lemons, one of the most trusted natural supports for immunity, suddenly disappeared from store shelves, and finding good ones wasn't easy at all. I remember going from store to store, just trying to bring home a few fresh lemons for my grandma. Making honey lemon tea had been a quiet habit she kept for years to stay healthy, so skipping it was never an option. When you look at something as simple as a lemon and a piece of ginger, it's easy to underestimate their power. She knew that lemon wakes the body up. It cleanses, it refreshes, it brings light and movement into the system. Ginger does something different. It warms, it activates, it gets circulation going and helps the body respond instead of shutting down. But when you bring lemon and ginger together, that's when something shifts. One cleans, the other energizes. One cools and balances, the other ignites and protects. My grandma has an old friend named Dr. John, and she often tells me what he explained about honey. When a cold or flu starts, honey coats the throat like a protective layer, calming irritation and easing coughing. Its natural antibacterial and antioxidant properties help the body fight infection without stressing it. Together, they support immunity, digestion, and resilience, not by forcing the body, but by reminding it how to work for itself. And that's the real secret. You're not fighting your body, you're partnering with it. She sealed the jar tightly, even turning it upside down to help create a good air seal. 3 days later, after staying home for a full week, she opened the jar and smiled. It looked beautiful, though a bit sticky. When it came time to drink it, she reminded me never to use hot water because it destroys nutrients. She told me to move my body as much as possible, get some sunlight, eat well, and stay healthy. Then she turned back to what she was doing like it was just another normal day. Night slowly fell, the house grew quiet, and I couldn't help thinking, moments like this are worth sharing. And somehow, On a night this calm, it reminded me that real health is built in moments just like this. I still remember how comforting this drink always was. Warm, gentle, slightly sweet, with that fresh brightness from the lemon and a quiet warmth underneath. You could drink it slowly in the morning or later in the afternoon when your body felt heavy and tired. My grandma would usually have it once in the morning to wake the body up, and once in the evening to calm everything back down. But she always reminded me this drink wasn't magic on its own. It worked because it was part of a bigger way of living. She told me to move my body every day, even a short walk mattered, to eat real food, not rush through meals, to sleep early when I could because the body heals best in rest. When a cold or flu hits, this lemon, ginger, and pink salt water support immunity and ease flu discomfort from the inside. She would take 4 clean lemons and cut each one into quarters, not slicing all the way through, just enough so the salt could go inside. As people get older, the body changes in quiet ways. The heart works harder than it used to. Digestion slows down. Nutrients aren't absorbed as easily, and small problems, like kidney stones, anemia, or stomach discomfort, start showing up more often. She sprinkled a little salt directly into the cuts. Lemons are rich in vitamin C, which plays an important role in keeping blood vessels healthy and supporting the heart. For older adults, this matters because good circulation helps reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. Lemons also contain beneficial plant compounds and soluble fiber, especially in the white part of the peel, which can help balance cholesterol levels and support overall cardiovascular health. Then she placed the lemons gently into a clean glass jar. Next, she sliced a few pieces of fresh ginger. Another reason my grandma trusted lemons is how they help the body absorb iron. As we age, iron deficiency becomes more common, especially for those who eat mostly plant-based foods. Lemons don't provide a lot of iron on their own, but the vitamin C and citric acid in lemons help the body absorb iron much more effectively, which can help protect against anemia and fatigue. After that, she poured in about 500 milliliters of clean water, just enough to fully cover the 4 lemons. When it was time to drink, she never used hot water. She would pour a small amount of the lemon ginger water into a cup. 1 cup in the morning helped wake her stomach up, and another later in the day helped calm everything back down. She said it wasn't meant to be rushed or overdone, just a simple drink to support digestion, ease discomfort, and keep the body feeling light and steady. She treated it like any other daily habit, quiet, consistent, and done with care. My grandma also has another simple habit. She regularly drinks lemon juice with honey, and there's scientific evidence showing that this combination can support health in several ways. To make it easy and consistent, she cuts fresh lemons in half and squeezes out as much juice as possible. I still remember how my grandma used to make lemon water for my grandpa almost every day. She would smile and tease him, telling him to slow down on the beer because his belly was getting bigger every year. She always said that a big belly doesn't just mean extra weight, it means extra pressure on the heart, the organs, and eventually, a shorter lifespan. My grandpa would laugh it off, but he always drank the lemon water anyway. She did the same thing to me. Every time she saw me reaching for a Coke or a Pepsi, she would laugh and gently tease me, telling me not to drink so much soda. She'd hand me a cup of lemon water instead and say, "Try this. This one's better for your body." Whenever she needs it, she takes one small frozen lemon juice cube. Using frozen lemon juice cubes makes this habit convenient. Places it in a cup. She always preferred warm water instead of cold. And mixes in a small amount of honey. Honey, when used in small amounts, provides good nutrition along with bioactive compounds that have been shown to help soothe the throat, reduce coughing, and offer mild antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects. One small cube, warm water, and a little honey are enough to create a simple drink that supports hydration, digestion, and general well-being when used as part of a balanced lifestyle. Tip 4. How to store lemons. Whenever there were lemons she didn't plan to use right away, my grandma had her own quiet ways of keeping them fresh. I remember her carefully drying each lemon, then wrapping them one by one with plastic wrap, almost like she was tucking them in. She said keeping the air out helped the lemons last longer. After that, she placed them neatly into a container and slid it into the refrigerator, knowing they would stay fresh until she needed them. This tight plastic wrap method isn't just for lemons. You can use it for many foods like ginger, apples, pears, avocados, cucumbers, tomatoes, half an onion, even cut cabbage or pumpkin. For citrus fruits, it also helps keep the natural oils in the peel so they don't dry out or lose aroma. There are a few important things to watch out for. First, always make sure the food is completely dry before wrapping, because trapped moisture can cause mold. Second, this method works best for cut or partially used produce meant to be eaten within a few days, not long-term storage. And finally, wrap it snugly, but don't squeeze too hard, especially with softer fruits. For lemons, she wanted to keep even longer. She would reach for zip-top bags. She arranged the lemons inside so they wouldn't press against each other. Then took a straw and gently pulled the air out before sealing the bag. Once the air was gone, the bag went straight into the freezer. She liked this method because it kept the lemons usable for months without losing their flavor or drying out. And then there was the most traditional way, the one she learned long before refrigerators were common. She would place whole lemons into a clean glass jar. Soaking lemons in salt water is a simple but very effective kitchen habit. Over time, the salt creates a protective environment that slows spoilage and fermentation in a controlled way. The method is easy. Dissolve a small amount of salt in clean water. Salt draws out excess moisture, limits harmful bacteria, and helps preserve the lemon's natural oils. Pour in water until they were fully covered. There are a few important things to watch out for. The jar must be clean and fully submerged. Any lemon exposed to air can mold. And seal the jar. That jar stayed on the table in a cool, airy spot away from sunlight. She trusted this method because it kept the lemons stable and flavorful over time, ready to be used for cooking or drinks whenever she needed them.